Well, Bennett Kessler filed this report. A couple of weeks ago, Southern California Edison shut down power in parts of Mammoth Lakes during the day to perform maintenance on equipment. Now Wednesday, Edison plans to shut off power all night to a large number of Edison customers in Bishop. Now, Dan Brady, the Edison public affairs manager, said that the company set out mailers and made phone calls to give Edison customers a heads up on Wednesday night's power outage. Now, Brady said the outage will last from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. and he said the purpose of the outage is to allow crews to perform maintenance and equipment replacement at the Mount Tom substation off of Highway 168. Now, Brady said the Mount Tom substation is an integral part of our power system for Bishop and asked why Edison waited until November when the nighttime temperatures have dipped below freezing. Brady said that in August and September, workers found out that the work had to be done and placed requests for necessary equipment. Brady said everything fell into place now. He said Edison knows it's cold now, but that the work must be done. Now, Brady strongly urged customers to use flashlights instead of candles Wednesday night and to hook up generators outside and plug directly into the generator. He suggested having plenty of blankets on hand and possibly sleeping bags to stay warm. Brady said it is his understanding that the power will come back on by 6 a.m. on Thursday. Now, since the outage covers a number of Edison customers, Brady said local law enforcement will have extra patrols. Facilities like Northern Inyo Hospital and Bishop Care Center have backup generators to keep things going during the outage. And here at Sierra Wave Media headquarters, we also have a backup generator to keep our stations going. Well, Bennett Kessler filed this following report. Privately, citizens in Mammoth Lakes are saying that town officials, quote, orchestrated their online survey to match their already decided on plan, end quote. Now, at last week's town council meeting, even though the survey revealed that only about a third of the respondents supported the cut of 7 police officers, all 5 council members seemed to support the police reduction. At least 2 of them said no new taxes. All 5 seem ready to go ahead with the October restructuring plan of town government. Now, after more comments from the public, the town decided to have one more meeting this month before their December 5th final vote on the restructuring. The item that caused a special meeting this Tuesday was the mention of creating a business improvement district. As we mentioned earlier, when Councilman Michael Raimondo asked Mammoth Mountain CEO if he would support a lift ticket or admission tax, Gregory said, quote, there's a better way, a business improvement district, end quote. Now, essentially, this district would place a tax on all businesses. Informed sources say that officials have been meeting to talk about this subject with no real plan in place. Now, the town survey, which seemed to say 2/3 did not want police cuts, also showed various percentages supporting new or higher taxes to avoid those cuts. Now, some also supported further cuts in tourism, transit, and housing. 58% said look for other ways to keep police at a lower cost. Another 58% said use Measure R money to keep Whitmore Pool open. Now, the restructuring plan includes other cuts also: consolidation of parks and road maintenance, cuts in community development, elimination of an IT specialist, and a budget manager. Now, public comments range from support of new taxes to pay off the MLLA debt to Snow Creek's Chuck Landy calling for focus on planning to prepare for future growth. Kirk Stapp and Supervisor Larry Johnston stood up to support Mammoth Lakes Housing's work and no more cuts. Others spoke against cuts in the police department. Rich McAteer called for public safety first and no cuts in police. Sean Turner pointed to the very difficult business environment and the need to examine Measure R and other means to save Whitmore Pool. More on that situation at the Mammoth Lakes Town Council meeting. And again, that'll be Tuesday at 6 p.m. Well, Mono County's top prosecutor has officially gone on record in a written memo to say that the Mammoth Town Council's plan to cut 7 police officers' positions will result in, quote, nothing but negative consequences, end quote. Bennett Kessler filed this story, noting that Mono County District Attorney Tim Kendall sent that memo to the Mammoth Town Council on October 23rd. Now, in it, he said that he appreciates the council's difficult financial situation, but Kendall said he is, quote, gravely concerned, end quote, about the proposed elimination of police positions. The DA said he sees, quote, nothing but negative consequences resulting from this proposal, end quote. Kendall says that as DA, it is his responsibility to protect the community and crime victims. Now, DA Kendall points out that when officers cannot immediately respond to crimes due to a lack of manpower, law enforcement attention cannot be given to a victim, and quote, crucial evidence will not be collected and will be lost, end quote. Kendall said that quick response to a crime scene is, quote, paramount to any successful prosecution, end quote. The DA went so far as to say that almost, quote, 100% of crimes get solved, prosecuted, and result in convictions when there is a quick law enforcement response, end quote. Now, Kendall writes to the Mammoth Town Council that, quote, a gutted police department will have neither the time nor bodies to complete a timely investigation. Crimes will go unsolved, he said, and victims, a large percentage of whom are tourists, will never see justice or be made whole again, end quote. Now, the DA says that visitors will walk away dissatisfied with the system and with Mammoth. Said DA Kendall, this is not the image for Mammoth Lakes, end quote. And you can read all of DA Kendall's entire memo on our website, sierrawave.net. Well, Bennett Kessler filed the following report. Last Friday at 1 p.m., 3 vehicles collided south of Lone Pine in an area called Lone Willow Dip by the Owens Dry Lake. The CHP has released some information. Officer Dennis Cleland said that a limousine and 2 pickup trucks were involved. Cleland reported that the driver of the limo was at fault and it hit a pickup head on. The other pickup sideswiped one of the wrecked vehicles, Cleland said. He also said that there were multiple injuries and that the parties in the limousine were not wearing seatbelts. He said this led to major injuries. The officer said that 8 victims were transported to Southern Inyo Hospital, 4 with major injuries, 1 with moderate injuries, and the rest with minor injuries. Now, some of the accident victims were expected to be transported to other medical facilities. The accident remains under investigation by the California Highway Patrol. We'll be back with a weather report as well as some highlights of a big win by the Bishop Bronco football team.